So here we are in Adobe Illustrator. The software is the final step in the design process. Sketching on paper represents the bulk of the workload. So this stage, especially for simple logos, represents the easy part. Because so much effort's been put into the sketching process, taking advantage of freedom of the hand with pencil, our workload is reduced considerably at this point. We now have a refinement sketch which is near perfect in its form, so all that's left to do is to place that image into Illustrator and trace over it. No innovation in the software is necessary. The refinement sketch gives us solid direction as to where we are going with the design. So let's go ahead and start a new document. So I'm going to go to File, New, and then I'll be presented with various template options. I'm just going to go ahead and select A4, which is the default. I'm going to click Create. Now I say I have the A4 page on screen. Now I want more workspace, so I'm just going to go to View and I'm going to go to Hide Artboard. So I have all this area to work with. Now next I'm going to place the refinement sketch image into the document. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go to Place. I'm going to locate that file on my computer. So looking for the refinement sketch, which is here. I'm going to click Place. I'm going to drag out to size this, and I'm going to place this on the canvas. Now I'm going to go at the top right hand corner just to rotate this round the right way, and I'm going to hold Shift to lock that on the horizontal. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to draw a square without a stroke. I'm going to keep that white, and I'm just going to go over this and create a clipping mask because that's the only area I'm going to be working with. So holding Shift whilst this box is selected, I'm going to select the sketch in the background. I'm going to go to Object, Clipping Mask and Make. So now I'm left with this. Now I'm going to select this. I'm going to go into the Layers panel. Mine's on the right hand side. I'm going to expand and I'm going to click Toggle Lock so that the padlock appears. So this is now locked down. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a simple symbol. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm going to draw out the circle because this is exactly what I've done in the sketching process. I drew out the circle and then I started bringing in the curves. So the circle was the base shape. So as I say, I'm going to do this again, but we also have another bonus. Not only is this symbol simple, but it's also symmetrical. So all I need to do is to design one side of this. I can go ahead and design two sides and choose my favorite side if I so wish. And I think that's exactly what I'll go ahead and do. So what I'm going to do now is sit back and analyze this symbol to judge where I'm going to place my anchor point with the pen tool. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to mark each anchor point with a red circle so that you can see where I'm going to place each. Now the first is going to be placed at the floor of the shape at the top. It's called the floor because it's at the bottom of the shape. And we're going to be placing this central, obviously. The next is also going to be placed on the floor of this shape. And it's going to be placed here because we need to tell the computer we want to start a fresh curve here. And this curve is going to lead to the final anchor point on the ceiling of the shape because it's at the top. And it's going to join with the outline of our circle. So that's the three anchor points for this shape at the top. Obviously we'd do the same at the right hand side also. So in a similar fashion for the shape at the bottom, there's also going to be an anchor point here in the central position. The next anchor point is going to be up here. This is also at the ceiling of the shape. These two are at the ceiling at the top. And we'll place an anchor point here to tell the computer that we're starting a fresh curve moving around. Now the next is going to be placed here because we have our curve here, our path, and we need to tell the computer we're starting a new curve here moving in the opposite direction also. So the next is going to be placed down here because we're starting a new curve moving round. These could be considered as anchor points on the wall of the shape because they're kind of on the side. Final anchor point is going to be placed at the bottom as the path merges with the edge of the circle, and this would be classed as a floor anchor point of the shape. Now naturally those anchor points are going to be placed in similar positions on the opposite side. So that's this sketch analysed. So now I know where I'm going to place my anchor points using the pen tool. Now this is only rough. Things might change mid-design. I might place the anchor points slightly off to where I've marked them here. But this is the overall gist, and I'm now ready to use the pen tool to digitize the symbol.